There we go. I chuckle to myself, but in the corner of my eye, I see Monika shooting me a stern look. I should probably take the hint and stop.
Forget about her!
Monika clears her throat.
I can type up a summary, whatever.
Especially considering how Sayori saw me getting too comfortable with Monika. Now that... I take it Sayori probably thinks I'm going to have an extended cuddling session with Monika tonight based off of what she saw earlier in the club. Well, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I got nothing going on for tonight. I'll see you in a bit, okay?
Oh, okay.
Come on, you know I'd love to have you over. It's been too long anyway.
Alright, I'll see you in a bit, Holly.
See you. Sayori happily skips to her porch and enters her house before I can say anything else. Well, that seems to put her in a good mood. Hopefully I can start making things right between us. Guess Monika was right. I am getting better. About what? I can't help but think back to the last poem I wrote. Monika. I guess all her motivation finally rubbed off on me. Maybe I was trying to impress her the whole time. I put down my poems and go to my bag to retrieve Natsuki's poems, which I put right next to me. Or next to mine. I noticed that in Natsuki's stack of poems there's a pink piece of paper. I don't remember Natsuki ever writing her poems down on pink paper. Maybe she accidentally gave me something. Before I can think or do anything, I open the door and yeah. All this stuff happens. I'm glad that I got to spend some time with Monika yesterday, and today as well, but maybe I should start spending some more time around you again. I feel like I've been too distant from you lately. Sayori shoots me a quizzical look.
I thought you and Monika liked each other, though. Or do you like Natsuki?
I mean like them both, but we're just friends. There's a moment of uncomfortable silence between us. I really didn't mean for you to see us like that, given what happened. I'm still surprised it happened as well.
That's fine, Holly. I'm just glad I was able to bring you out of your shell, though. At least something good came out of that.
Yeah, if it weren't for you, I'd be on my way to becoming a full-time NEET. We both chuckled to ourselves. Sleep. Reluctantly, Did we tell her last time? I can't remember. Ah, crud. Well, hold on. If we didn't tell her last time, it'll start skipping as soon as we pick the thing, right? Because that's how that do. If it's like skip after choices, it'll just go. I feel like I shouldn't tell her because of what Monika's wrote. I don't know. I remember. It probably doesn't matter. We probably both saw every possibility out of both of them just in the previous routes we covered. I really don't know. I've enjoyed spending time around her. She's been fun to be around, and I had a blast with her last Sunday. But it's been nice getting to know you too, Monika. Especially since we really haven't talked that much.
It's been nice getting to know you too, Holly. It must have taken a lot for you to muster up the courage to finally talk to me.
Well...
Come on, Holly. I've seen the way you looked at me. How you're always stumbling over your sentences when I compliment you.
Now that's just me being bad at reading.
Or how I take your breath away whenever I get close to you. It's really sweet.
Monika, I'm completely left speechless. I really have always wanted to get to know you. And I'm glad we've gotten that opportunity and, well, who knows what'll happen next.
Yeah. But let's figure this out first, okay?
Yeah. Alright, and so on, and so forth. We go. Bump into Natsuki. Well, there goes my anxiety about going to the club today. Though I do my best to smile back. Laters! Who should I hang out with? Monker. Monker, day 3. And she plays the song for us. Sweet, we're able to skip the scripted moment. I feel my heart deflate a little in my chest. Is Monika in love with someone? Well, if she is, then there's probably no way I could compete. Are there 2 songs playing right now? What is happening right now? Hold on a second. I'm gonna save and reload and hope it fixes it. Oh god, yeah, there... Stop. Okay, there, we fixed it. Well, if she is, then there's probably no way I could compete. But the look in Monika's eyes tells me that I shouldn't be worried about it.
I really appreciate you encouraging me to play for you, Holly. I'll definitely feel more comfortable with sharing it when it's all good and ready.
Yeah, I'm sure whoever this is for is really going to enjoy it.
I already know he will.
She says softly as she slides up to me.
Maybe we can even do a little duet.
Well, I've never really picked up an instrument before.
Maybe I can teach you.
My heart nearly pounds out of my chest. I mean...
I think there's a lot of things we can learn about each other, Hallie.
well, there's really nothing too much to learn about me. I'm not like some super talented guy or anything.
There's always something to learn about everyone. And I'm a very curious person.
I can be too. For a moment, time seems to stop as our eyes suddenly meet. Monika looks up at me with a look of intimacy. A smirk is now painted in her expression, along with rosy cheeks, a raised brow, and slightly parted lips.
How about you teach me something right now?
Monika is now biting her bottom lip in anticipation. I think I can do that. Suddenly, I hear my phone ring, and the moment is ruined. Well, maybe we can pick up where we left off another time.
If the circumstances are right.
We both sit there motionlessly, neither of us wanting to break the silence that has fallen over the room. I'm starting to think that maybe what I always thought to be impossible might actually be possible. Monika might actually like me back. Even though we just started talking regularly, the more time I spend around her, the more comfortable I become in her presence. It'd be a crazy turn of events if I ended up getting with Monika, but I know that if I do get with her, I'd be breaking Natsuki's heart. And, well, Sayori likely wouldn't react well at first either. Am I even sure it'd be am I even sure it'd be right to get with Monika? I mean, she isn't my only option, but I might dare say she's my favorite right now.
Hallie?
While grabbing a seat, I noticed Natsuki shooting me a disappointed glance. I turn to ask what's wrong, but she quickly looks away before I get the chance to. Natsuki isn't assuming something, is she? I sigh to myself as I turn my focus to Monika. Yep. Going. I think we're coming up on, like, the little walk thing we can do with Monika soon. We're gonna walk with her. Can Monika actually like me? Even though I still need to decide on a bunch of things, the fact that Monika may be into me is intoxicating. I just can't get over it. I mean, I've always liked Monika, but I never seriously went after her because I thought I would have tried and failed like everyone else has. That was until recently when I decided to finally start talking to her. And it's amazing how well things have went for us since then. Not even I thought she and I would connect so easily. I guess that's what happens when you just man up and start talking to someone. It's crazy how close we've gotten in such a short amount of time. Still, I'm not sure what Monika really sees in me. Heck, I don't even know why Monika likes me. Don't even know. I mean, what's special about me? I'm not doing any sports. I'm definitely not the smartest guy in the class. I'm not terribly funny nor talented. I don't actually know if you would need the N for that one there. Why would Monika like me, literally the most average of the average? Maybe it's one of those things where you don't understand it, but you just roll with it anyways. I feel like that might be one of those times. Man, if I got with Monika, I'd probably be crowned king of the school or something. Every guy would probably hate me, though, but being with Monika easily outweighs any of that. And speaking of outweighing, I know that if I do somehow end up getting with Monika, I'd have to break Natsuki's heart, and I'd be breaking Sayori's heart even more. I should also ask myself if it's really worth to scuttle what I had with Natsuki. Worth to scuttle what? I mean, we did have a pretty good thing going for a while, and she's been fun to hang around, and I'd feel bad if Natsuki felt like I was leading her on, especially given what happened last Sunday between us. And since then, she's been trying to spend more time with me, but I've been too busy hanging out with Monika. This is gonna suck. But I also genuinely like Monika. She's really helped me out with everything, from getting me integrated into the club and helping me out with this. And she's every guy's dream girl. It'd be a too good of an opportunity to pass up if she truly likes me back. And I think the signs are there, like how she got so close to me yesterday and today. Not to mention, if I did reject her for Natsuki, how would she feel? Looks like no matter what I do, I'm going to have to hurt someone. And what sucks is that Sayori's pretty much going to be hurt regardless, unless I decide to change my mind on her. But I just don't think I have the same level of enthusiasm of being a couple with her as she does. The funny thing is, though, I could see myself with any of them. Even Yuri, even though we've rarely talked and she likely has zero interest in me. This is hopeless. I'm being pulled in all directions. Maybe a walk will help me clear my head. I'd probably be able to think better that way. And maybe along the way I'll figure out who I feel the most strongly towards. I get off my bed, grab my keys, and walk out of my house. Alright, let's walk 10 miles with Monika. Should I walk with Monika? Yeah. Screw it. Why not? Awesome, said no one. Monika does a little jump in excitement, which I'm surprised at, given how even-tempered she usually is in school. Though it could be when she's not in school, she's much more willing to let loose. That, or she just really likes exercising. Either way, I like it. So, do you walk to someplace special, or do you just walk around in a giant circle? Monika lets out a giggle.
Just follow me.
Without another word spoken, Monika and I start heading towards eastward, which just so happens to be in the direction of the countryside. Oh, I just hope she doesn't include in hiking as a part of her walk. In fact, I just hope I can keep up with someone of her physique in general. I'm not exactly out of shape. Monika has quite the reputation when it comes to endurance. Hopefully I don't fall behind. As we're walking through the neighborhood, it occurred to me how just long it's been since I've visited these parts. Granted, I've usually walked in the direction towards town for school. This part of the neighborhood is almost alien to me. It must have been since last summer I walked through here. Every now and then, my parents make me go on walks with them just to make sure I don't spend my summer constantly inside playing video games and watching anime. Not that I have ever been a big fan of walking, though I suppose it was nice to get out of the house every now and then. Which is a pretty stark contrast compared to Monika, who seems to be happily content with herself, even though we haven't said much since we started walking a few minutes ago. Well, considering I don't get the chance to talk to Monika often, I should probably try to make an effort to make a conversation with her. As I'm trying to think of something to talk about, I look off to the horizon where I can start to see the little mountains off in the distance. I wouldn't want to be a drag on her mood, but I didn't exactly have hiking in mind for this little trip. So, Monika, where exactly are we walking to? I mean, eventually we're going to run into those mountains. I point out to the little mountains to Monika.
That's where we're heading to, Hallie. I know this nice spot where we can watch the sunset on the city. The views are quite breathtaking.
We're not going to have to hike to get there, are we? I didn't exactly bring the best hiking shoes. I show off my plain sneakers for emphasis.
Oh, don't worry. There will be no hiking on this trip. Not even I came prepared for that, unfortunately. The path to get there is already pre-constructed, and it's not even all the way at the peak.
Well, that's good, I guess. Monika raises an eyebrow at me.
You're not scared of heights, are you, Hallie?
No, I can manage. I've just never walked that far out before.
Where do you usually go?
Usually just to school and back. Maybe occasionally I walk a little further to go to the restaurants and shops near school, but that's usually it.
You've never walked into the city.
I mean, I could. It's just a little far for my tastes, I guess. Where do you usually walk to?
All over the place. I never have a set route where I go. I always try to mix it up.
Well, I just hope you don't go to the north side of town too often.
Aw. Are you worried about me, Hallie?
I mean... I'm completely tongue-tied as Monika continues to grin at my expense. Come on, what's the best thing to say to her? I just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. Why wouldn't I be?
Huh?
I mean, come on. A girl like you going around in an area like that. I mean, I'd hate to find out if something bad happened to you when you were out on one of your walks. What would we do without you at the club? Now it's Monika's turn to be flustered.
Oh, come on. Are you saying Siri wouldn't do a good job in my absence?
I mean, I'm sure she'd do fine. It just wouldn't be the same without you, you know? You're kinda irreplaceable.
Aren't you such a gentleman? Now I see why Natsuki likes you so much.
I look off to the horizon in an attempt to process what Monika had just said. I guess my personality is more charming than I first realized, I mutter softly. Even though it's not like I've spent a whole lot of time with Natsuki since the festival. What could she possibly see in me now? I've been so distant from her. It's like I'm accidentally giving her an abridged version of how I've treated Sayori over the last few years. God, I'm awful at keeping friendships.
Like I said before, Hallie, you don't give yourself enough credit.
Maybe you give me too much.
I'd have to disagree.
I manage a small smile at Monika before turning back to face the path in front of us. We walk the next few minutes in silence before Monika leads us on in a sudden turn. As we turn the corner, we stare down at a long, winding pathway filled with trees and bushes crowding against each other along the walls. I look up at the street sign to see that the alleyway has already conveniently been named Garden Alley. I turn to Monika as she gleams with excitement.
Wow, we've really made good time so far. We're not that much further from where we're going, actually.
Well, it's good to know I haven't slowed you down or anything. You know I'm not the most fit guy in school.
No, you've actually actually kept up with me pretty well. Though there is one part of this walk that'll be hard to do.
What is it?
Let's just say there's going to be a lot of steps.
I'm not entirely sure what she means by that, but I'll go along with it. Ah, come on. If I've walked this far already, a few little steps won't slow me down.
Well, I hope you'll still have that determination when you see them.
I'm sure I will. We keep walking through the winding path. Occasionally, Monika would stop us to smell whatever flowers were swarmed by insects. I noticed in particular that Monika had a fondness of smelling nearly every single camellia that was along the route. Figuring that was her favorite flower, I managed to discreetly pluck one when she wasn't looking. Maybe I could give this to her when we get up there. I look over to Monika, who's gently sniffing some tulips. I never knew Monika was so into nature. And her energy and enthusiasm are so different from how she usually is in school. It almost reminds me of Sayori, actually. Monika's been nothing but enjoyable to be with since this walk began. Maybe she's just trying to help me relax over everything. Well, I guess it's working. I walk over to Monika, who's still sniffing the tulips. I didn't know you were so into this place. Have you been here before?
A couple times, actually. I wanted to walk through here one last time before winter came. This is the last time things will be blowing here for a while.
Ah, I guess that's true. I look up at the sky to see the sun starting to set. Well, if we're going to get to your spot before sundown, we probably should hurry. Monika gets her last whiff of the tulip before jumping up and looking at the sky.
Oh wow, I guess that the time really flew by, didn't it?
I guess we did take our time through here. Monika somberly looks off.
Sorry, Hallie. I didn't mean to slow us down here so much.
Monika, it's fine, really. Monika looks back at me. I mean, this was your idea. You're allowed to have fun with it. Besides, I think a little break here and there does us good. And I'll admit, seeing you enjoy yourself like this is kind of cute. Monika blushes brightly. I hope I wasn't too forward there. Monika looks back on me with the biggest smile I've ever seen from her, and I can't help but return it with a smile of my own. The world around me seems to fade around me, as I continue to gaze at the girl in front of me. This feels perfect. She's perfect. Her smile, her laugh, her personality, she's everything I've ever wanted. And everything points to her liking me back. Man, how the hell did this happen? Monika and I shuffle a little closer to each other.
Do you really mean that, Hallie?
Why would I ever lie to you, Monika? Of course I mean it. Monika's giggle sends a shock through my heart as it starts speeding at 1,000,000 miles a second. My face turns flush as I struggle to keep myself from grinning like a total lunatic in front of her. Monika takes another step closer to me.
I just wanted to make sure.
Monika, I'd be the worst person on earth to lie to you. And anyone who does is an idiot. Monika lets out another giggle.
See, what did I tell you? What I'd tell you, Hallie.
What I would tell you?
You haven't failed to put a smile on my face this entire walk. It's nice to know for once that there's someone who truly appreciates me. Who just don't want me for one thing.
I mean, it's true that there's a lot of thirst for Monika around the school. Heck, I'm even guilty of it. But it looks like all along, no guy has ever tried to actually get to know her. But she's had to have genuine guy friends before, even before she met me. And she's had to have had or found love once before. I decide to break the ice. What do you mean by that? Did something happen? Monika stoically nods. If I may ask, what happened? I thought that you were dating that one transfer student. But when you brought up last week that you don't have a boyfriend, I just assumed you guys must have ended it over the summer. But even then I heard rumors you were seeing all sorts of guys. Not that I ever believed most of them.
Well, the thing is, I've only had one despite the rumors. But that relationship was just a sham for him to try to get close to me. He used me to boost his status around the school, Hallie. And that wasn't the only thing he wanted from me. He was always pushing me to take our relationship to the next level. It took longer than I liked for me to see him for what he was, but thankfully I cut him off before we got too far. This was all last year, and I had to deal with a lot of unflattering rumors for the duration of that semester, but thankfully I dealt with it. I'd like to think I became a stronger person as a result of all this, but some of it still hurts, Hallie. That's why I'm always skeptical when any guy just comes up and tries to say all these nice things to me. I don't want to repeat what happened last year. It wouldn't just hurt me this time. But I know you well enough to know you aren't like that.
I'm frozen in shock as Monika tells me all this. I never even knew about half the things she just said. Monika, I'm really sorry that happened to you. I feel a deep sense of guilt swirl inside me, knowing that I may have occasionally tagged in on the gossip and fawning over Monika. And I feel even more guilty for how I've been distant from Natsuki lately. Maybe even guiltier.
Don't be. There's no use in being sorry for me, Holly. Everything's fine now.
Well, if anyone ever spreads rumors about you, I'll be happy to talk to them for you, Monika. I jokingly show off my fists.
I'll keep that in mind, Holly. Anyways, let's keep going. Otherwise, we're not going to reach the spot till tomorrow.
I look at my watch. 6:45. Oh wow, we've been at this for a while now. Didn't even realize.
Time really flies when you're with someone.
I guess that's the case. We stand in silence as another breeze gently blows over us. Well, I'll follow your lead, Madam President. Jokingly salute Monika, causing her to let out a hearty laugh.
That is so something Sayori would say.
I guess I've picked up on her more than I've realized. Anyway, let's go. Anyways. Monika and I resume our walk through the path. As we start walking again, I hear her whips or something under her breath.
Soon.